Hello and welcome to Daily Planet. It is Friday.
Not just any Friday, it's Force Friday. So you know Lucas is all worked up about this. He's actually got the hottest toys before anybody else. And get this, he's going to take them out of their original packaging, which I know is very bold.
And we're going to turn our show into extreme makeover for a couple of minutes, going from caterpillar to chrysalis.
But we're going to start with an eye on Harvey. Now, one of the biggest threats during hurricane evacuations is rising water.
People tend to think that their cars are strong enough to get through deep floods, but they quickly find themselves trapped.
Well, we're going to make sure that never happens to you.
In flood situations, getting in your car is a very dangerous thing to do. In America, about 68% of people who've died in floods have died in cars. My name's Grantley Smith, and my team and I are working on the dangerous effects of floodwaters on cars. The University of New South Wales has been looking at flood hazard and working out how vulnerable cars and people are in floods. In the past, all of the testing that's been done both here in Australia and internationally has been done using model cars. And we felt that that wasn't really giving good information about what happens to a real car in a real flood. So we've been testing full-scale cars in our facility. We set up a tank here at our laboratory facility and put a large winch on it with a load cell on it to measure the force that it took to move the car. And then we tested the car by pulling the car through different depths of water. And by understanding how much force it took to move the car in different depths of water, we were able to relate that back to the speed and depth of flow that might make a car vulnerable in a flood situation. There is a huge amount of air in a car, and when a car goes into floodwaters, because it's so airtight, it just floats like a bubble on the top of the water. Of course, cars leak slowly, so once you're in water and you're at the mercy of the water because you're floating on the water surface, the car starts leaking slowly and sinking slowly, and that's when people get in real problems. We were really surprised about how little water it actually takes to make a car unstable. Like a 2-ton four-wheel drive truck will float in about 2 foot of water. Big vehicles can be very unstable in a small amount of water. Now that we know more about the vulnerability of cars in floodwaters, we can give better informed messages to the community about staying out of floodwaters, but it also helps authorities do things like plan emergency evacuation routes and know when areas become dangerous. In flood situations, you should really just avoid getting into your car and driving into floodwaters. You should find an alternative route or just wait for the floodwaters to go down.